Hey y'all, this is Tony G, and this segment is a common issue segment about apartments and trouble finding the actual address. So, usually these segments will be pretty short and to the point. Don't make fun of me, I made this little drawing. As long as you can understand it, we're good to go. So, in this instance, we're pulling up off the highway or the road in our little box car there. And we pull to the main office, and for some reason, the pin is at the main office. This happens to me a lot. But also, sometimes the pin is just wrong. So I last night, for instance, I drove to the building where the pin was. Then I looked at the address, and it started with a 1. But the pin was at building 4. So I actually needed to be at building 1. So it'd be like over here and not at the pin at all. So there's a few things that I do to protect myself and to also just make sure that I can get to this person and not take too much time. So what I do, I check for any instructions from the customer. All right, I do this when I pick up the order. I read just to see any little, comments from them or building numbers, yada yada. And then I do this when I actually arrive at the apartment or the address. Use address given if a building number or letter is provided. So what I try to do is I'll try to look at the letter or number first and go to A or go to 13 and then look at the actual address number while I'm there. You can contact the customer and ask for a building number letter, an exact door number. They don't always answer, and I don't like calling, but if you have to, go ahead and just give them a call or a text. You can also make sure to take a picture of the delivery with apartment number if possible. This is just protecting yourself. We don't want any contact violations, and we don't want to have to get into that, but if we do, we'll have that picture ready or that documentation. If none of that works, if all else fails and you can't contact the customer, let Dasher support know immediately. I know our time is important, and I even passed a Dasher last night, and he had an order that was already picked up, and the person told him to contact support and get paid for him actually coming there, and he said, it's not even worth it. For me, it's worth it. I'm gonna sit there and talk to customer service, explain what happened, and get my pay, because I could be waiting for 15 minutes anyways for an order. So they will ask you if you tried to contact the customer. Say yes, and that there was no answer. So support will ask you that, and then explain that the pin is wrong or you do not have the exact address or whatever it might be. Give a lot of detail. Either support will get a hold of the customer for you by phone or cancel the order to no fault of your own. If it's deemed the customer's fault, you'll get paid for your time. But a thing I noticed with Dasher support is you gotta ask. Because I feel like, personally, if they can get away with it, they will. So you have to ask. I would like my pay. I would like to be compensated. It was no fault of my own. And they'll usually pay you. I've usually gotten paid for my time. Anyway, that's it. Short segment. If you have any questions or you found this insightful, please like and or subscribe. And if you have any common issues that aren't mentioned on this page, please let me know. Comment below, and maybe I can give my experience or gather some experience from our Dasher community online. All right, thanks y'all.